What's up, guys? Welcome to today's video. We're starting off with a package I just got, and I think I'm gonna throw a few of these lures today, so I'm gonna go ahead and cut it open. But I got a few lures from Carl's Bait and Tackle. We got a pretty cool selection, and if you're a member, you get free shipping and huge discounts. So I went ahead and ordered some stuff that I'm gonna use today. All right. Can't really even remember what all I got, but pretty much fall fishing stuff, I think. Yep, okay, so got some stuff that I'm probably gonna be using today. We've got a Chattermit. Why can't I talk? We've got a Z-Man Chatterbait Jackhammer. A little color right there. What is this color? Spot remover. We got spot remover. And then we've got a chartreuse and white one. It's gonna be good for dirty water, maybe today. Berkeley, we got a deeper diving Fritz side. That's for the lake. Love cranking on the lake. And this is a Fritz side 9. Love the Fritz sides. Oh yeah, so another medium diving crankbait. This is a Yozuri, I believe. What is this? Hardcore crank. MR60. Well, literally, is this Hardcore? Is Hardcore the brand? Like, why don't I know what I bought? I don't know. Good looking crankbait, so I bought it. And a Berkeley Stunna. Berkeley Stunna jerkbait. I've been hearing good things about the Stunna, so I went ahead and ordered one. And yeah, so I'm not gonna use all this today, but I think we're definitely gonna probably use the chatterbaits. But we're gonna go out to a pond that a lot of y'all probably have not seen. I think I fished it like 2 years ago and felt pretty good about it. It's got a ton of shad. Should be healthy as long as it hadn't had a fish kill. So we're gonna go ahead, get on the road and head north. Hopefully we're gonna rip some big fall bass today. That is the mission. We're looking for hogs, y'all. I've shifted gears. If I want to go just catch a bunch of fish, like I've got some places where I think I can do that, but I want to catch a big fish. So chatterbait, that's a big fish bait, and we're gonna head out to the pond that should be holding big fish.
In 1.7 miles, at the roundabout, take the second exit.
Okay, we are at the lake, and I really like this spot. There's a nice pavilion that I'm standing under right now. Nice, it's a park. It's definitely a park. It seems like it's regulated by Texas Parks and Wildlife. There should be big shad in here, which should be causing big bass, because bass love eating shad when it gets cold. So it's about 54 degrees right now, 9:30 in the morning. I'm gonna start with that white and chartreuse chatterbait. This spot is normally always dirty water, always. So, got my bag on the table right here. I'm gonna go get rigged up and then we can start fishing. You know, jackhammer chatterbaits have fascinated me. I never really pay the money for these because they're 15 bucks and you can get other chatterbaits for like 5 bucks. But it's another one of those lures where I'm like, I gotta know why it's so popular when it's so expensive. Like, what can the difference really be? So I'm kind of excited to try it out today. Just see how it feels in the water. I mean, they certainly look beautiful, but you know, that's not everything. So, and I got a 10,000 fish Yoto worm, just a white colored trailer here. We're gonna be using on it. Beautiful, nice little dirty water shad imitation. Okay, well, let's just start fishing. Make sure my drag is tightened down. Certainly a good thump on this jackhammer. I'll give it that. I will give it that. I'm a little worried about getting bit on the chatterbait today because, oh wow, that actually looks great in the water. Woo! But not a cloud in the sky. It's technically it's a little post frontal. This last week or so, we had pretty big storms here, and the conditions just haven't really been screaming like, hey, moving bait power fishing bite, but whenever it's fall time, I kind of just like to, that felt like a fish almost. I don't know. There could have been some structure there. Sometimes in the fall though, you're not gonna get like the ideal normal weather conditions all the time, but that cold weather is enough to trigger those fish. So we're kind of just hoping that the fish are feeding because it's fall, and hopefully we can pick up a few bass today. Definitely some structure down there. And honestly, the water clarity is not horrific. So what I'll probably do is, if I don't catch anything on this jackhammer, I'll come back later and throw a Texas rig crawl or something, a black and blue one. Yeah, if I were a bass, I'd be hanging out along this like second grass line off the bank. Is that a fish? Can't tell. I can tell if I'm hitting stuff or hitting fish. There's definitely I'm seeing little balls of shad out there that I'm kind of coming through. Water clarity also looks like it'd be okay for a lipless crankbait today too. Must be a tree right there. Keep bumping it. So again, if this isn't really doing it, lipless crankbaits are one of my favorite to go to right now. But actually I am getting bit. Something ate my tail. Don't know if I need a full-on tickle tail. Might be able to make it work with this, but I'm getting nipped. Short struck. Happens a lot in the dirty water. I'm not too surprised. Okay, I'm a big advocate of trust your instincts, trust your gut feeling when you're fishing, and the chatterbait, I don't know, I feel like a lipless crankbait would be better. I feel like I might have gotten short striked a few times on the chatterbait, but I'm looking around, I'm seeing some shad jumping every now and then. There's a lot of shad in this pond, and I know the fish are probably feeding, so I don't know why, but it just feels like I could fish a lipless crankbait a little bit better in this situation. There's not as much bank activity as I thought, and when I'm fishing like open water, just kind of like casting to the middle, and that's where the fish are, I like a lipless crankbait better than a chatterbait. I've even been thinking about a soft plastic fluke might be good, so I've got some white ones and some white with chartreuse tip flukes that I might end up tying on if the lipless crankbait doesn't work. But right now we're gonna cut off the chatterbait and put on a lipless crankbait and hopefully get our first fish of the day. All right, we've got the Team Arc. It's just a bunch of numbers, can't remember. Oh, the Z63. I think it's the Arc Elite Z63 lipless crankbait. I love this lipless crankbait for ponds. It's just easy to retrieve. A little shallower than other ones. It's got a really actually big aggressive wobble on it. I like the chrome pattern it's got. Good for imitating shad. So hopefully we can fool a bass, and you can cast it a mile. So I'm about to cover a lot of water. There's a fish. There we go. Come on. Yes. Come on, baby. Look, guys. Gave you all that little talk about trust your gut, trust your instincts, and not too long, we've kind of turned the day around. Went from no fish to got a fish. Hey, first one. Look how pale that fish is. They tend to look pale like this when they're living in really dirty water. They get real light and pale like that. And look at the dorsal fin. Got a little injury right there. Interesting, but fish are definitely feeding on the shad. I'm seeing a lot of shad. Made the switch to the lipless, and boom, we're on the board, baby. Well, heck yeah, y'all. I'm excited, because this fish brings hope. He's fat, he's healthy. He hit a fast moving crankbait, so they ought to hit it again. Let's go. Come on now. Team Arc, lipless crank right there. He hit it close to the bank too. I'd only moved one spot since I put this lipless on, and I saw this rock and I was like, hey, cool, a rock, let me stop here and fish. And I'm seeing a lot of shad out there. When my lure hits the water, they're jumping. I haven't seen fish blowing up on shad or chasing them at all, but I know that the shad are really schooled up right now and they're near the surface. So yeah. Okay, I am trusting my instincts again, and this little corner down here just feels real fluky. So, tied on a weightless extra wide gap hook, and we're putting on a weightless fluke. This one's slightly deformed. I hope it does not affect it. We are going with the chartreuse tail. White with a chartreuse tail. Let's see how it looks. Let's see how it looks in the water. They'll be able to see it. It's not, you know, this loud big lure, but it's there. Wouldn't surprise me if I go back to the crankbait real quick, but I just felt like I had to try it out. And of course, the day that I bring one rod and reel, I am switching lures like crazy. Okay, I'm going back to the lipless. I'll admit it, I'm all over the place. I don't know what I'm doing. But I did want to try the fluke for just a second, just in case there's some magic lure out here that would be driving fish crazy. Because I mean, I see the bait, it's that time of year, and you know, I only got one, but he did come on the lipless crank. So I am planning to throw the lipless crankbait for the rest of this pond. Whoa, shallow, too shallow for a lipless. There's one. That feels like a good fish. Holy crap, y'all. Y'all. Big. What is that? That's a bass. Big bass. No way. Oh my gosh. Okay. We're good. We're good. Get barely hooks. Barely hooks. And oh my gosh. Oh. Let's go. Golly, I'm cleaning him up. Pinned in the nose. Wow. Are you kidding me? Oh. No, 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 no. Oh. Hog. Okay, I gotta get a weight. Fish of the year for me. Man, it's crazy. It's crazy. I'll talk to y'all about it in a second. What's crazy? Yep, 5.53 locked in. 5.5-er. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Lipless crankbait, fall time. Come on, man. Come on. Let's get her back in. Golly. Beast. A beautiful beast of a fish. Oh, oh, oh. Look at her. Oh, all 5.5 pounds of her. Thought she was getting a shad. Golly. I don't even know. She's good. She's ready. Y'all, I'm literally over here just thinking away. I'm over here thinking about the next pond, what I'll throw at it. Maybe I should go to a different one. How many ponds am I gonna hit today? Do I have enough time? All this. And I'm just cranking a lipless crank, and I got smoked and caught that fish by the nose, hooked it in the nostril. It's amazing. Biggest fish of the year for me, 5.5-er. 5.5-er, come on, I was due for that. I needed that. Golly, I've been telling y'all and calling these videos like fishing for giant bass, you know, fishing for big bass in DFW, and I haven't had any luck with the big ones, but that's a big fish. That was a very big fish out of a little public park pond. We're at a park. Love it. I love it. That is so rewarding. It's just blessing, you know. I get to come out here and do this every Thursday now. Man, love it. Love it. Fishing Thursday. That's what it is. That's kind of become my routine, is that I just go out and fish every Thursday, either on the boat with Jonathan or just hit a new pond or something. You know, life's a lot different now with a baby. So spent a lot of time with him, but he's actually gone fishing with me. If we keep it close to home, I feel pretty confident taking him with me, but man, I'm so pumped. Hit the like button for giant bass, and I might just catch another one. I might mess around. Like, you know, you do something like that and it'll keep you out at this spot for the rest of the day. So don't know what's gonna happen next, but we've had a great day already. Guys, the gear I'm using today, I have got a Lew's speed spool. I think I always get this wrong. It's an LFS. Yeah, really cool. I need to do a review on it. I've really been enjoying this reel as an under $100 reel. And then the rod, I've got my Kistler rods Argon series. It's just a medium heavy, 7 foot. And it is great for doing just about anything. So when I'm doing like a one rod and reel kind of trip, I normally pick this combo because it can handle anything. I've got 14-pound test monofilament line on here. And I feel like with this setup, the rod, the line, and the reel, I can throw lipless crankbaits, like square bills and stuff. Nothing too light, but flukes, chatterbaits, Texas rigs, I can get away with all of those and fish them really well with this setup. And everything that I'm using today will be linked in the description of this video, so go check that out. And if you use those links, I get a little commission, and it helps support the channel, helps us grow, so check them out. All right, so I'm gonna give y'all some of my top tips for how to catch big bass, where to find them, what to catch them with, all of that. So first off, we're gonna start with, you gotta be fishing the right spots. So I would kind of mention on this earlier, but when you're fishing ponds especially, you wanna catch big bass in ponds, you want a big body of water, like big enough to support a healthy ecosystem and enough to support bass getting like over 5 pounds. Odds are I did not catch the biggest bass in this pond. This pond could probably hold 10-pounders with the amount of bait that's in here and just the size of it. And another big factor, especially in the south, is does the pond have a fountain or an aeration system? So one of the hardest things to know is, what did the pond look like in the summertime? I don't know what this pond looked like in the summertime. But a lot of ponds experience really bad drought, and big fish just don't really survive through that. But the fountains will help out with that. So that's why I really like when I see a fountain, because I just know that it kind of, you know, it helps put air in the water during a drought. But also a fountain is a sign that somebody's kind of taking care of the pond. Somebody's managing it or putting a little bit of money into it. So that's all my opinion. And then another way to find big bass spots is to go to the FishBrain app. So I've got a map pulled up right here, and I'm gonna show y'all. This is just Lake Grapevine. I'm not giving y'all spots right here. When you pull up the fish caught in the area, I do not have a lot of service. There's an option at the top that says wait. So when you click wait, it is now gonna show you not organized by date, but organized by biggest fish. So you can see on FishBrain the biggest fish logged in a spot. So if I find a spot and somebody logged an 8-pounder in it like 3 years ago, I'm like, okay, well this pond can support big fish. So I know that there's at least the chance of big fish being there. Now, if I go check it out and it's a little puddle and there's been bad droughts and fish kills, I kind of stay away from them if it just looks like an unhealthy pond in that situation. People are gonna have different opinions on this, but my personal opinion is during big fish season, which is like kind of the fall, even the winter and the spring, you can catch big fish all year round, but these are the times when they kind of like reveal themselves because they're feeding or they're a little more opportunistic. They get a little picky in the summertime in the South, in my experience. You have got to match the hatch. I love throwing a lipless crankbait or a chatterbait or a swim bait that just matches what is in the pond. You cannot be throwing shad patterned swim baits and lures if your pond only has bluegill, if you want to catch those big ones, and vice versa. If your pond has a ton of shad in it like this one, you better be throwing something that looks like a shad. Why is that? The reason is that those big fish, they got big because they're older and they've experienced a lot more than the little fish. And then there's another factor. So when they get big and old, they've experienced a lot more. There's a good chance they've been caught before and they kind of can, smell out what's a lure and what is not. Maybe something's up here, maybe I shouldn't eat this. But since they're big, they do have that luxury. They're top dog on the food chain. They don't have to eat every single thing that comes by like a little bass does. You'll notice with the little guys a lot of times, if it comes by their face, it doesn't really matter what it is. They're gonna eat it because, they gotta eat anything they can get close to if they wanna grow and move up the food chain. So find a good pond, make sure you're throwing the right lures, and then this is an unofficial tip. I don't even know if this is science-backed or whatever. This is opinion. I feel like I catch bigger fish on moving baits compared to soft plastics. That could be because soft plastics tend to catch a lot of small, like they catch all fish, so all the small fish are eating it, and maybe the big fish don't get a chance. I don't know. I've only caught a handful of fish over 5 pounds on any type of soft plastic lure. Like a slow-moving Texas rig, weightless, type lure. I won't throw a fluke in that category because I like to fish a fluke pretty fast, like a dying bait fish. But I think you want to cover ground and have a moving lure that just represents the bait fish in the area. All right, guys, if you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button for me. Make sure you leave a comment and let me know what you want to see in future videos. Most importantly, subscribe to the channel. That is the biggest way that you can help me out and help the channel grow. And we're so close to 15,000 subscribers, so please subscribe, help us out. And I'm going to catch you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Peace.